Alright, welcome back everybody. We're now on episode 10 of the Elden Ring All Bosses Walkthrough. We have just beaten Rennala last episode, Queen of the Full Moon, finishing off all of Liurnia. This episode we're going to be going into Caelid. So, got a bunch to do. Caelid's a fairly big area, not nearly as big as, say, Limgrave or Liurnia, but definitely still a decent size and lots to do. But first, we've got a couple things to do in the Roundtable Hold to advance some quest lines real quick. So, first, we're going to talk to Corin. We're going to exhaust his dialogue.
I'm thinking of you know of the noble Gold Mask. Though he was but a tarnished, living outside the lands between, he was a great scholar who foresaw the coming guidance of grace. And now, I hear he has come to the lands between alone, to contemplate the Golden Order. I wish nothing more than to seek his instruction, and perhaps even help him in his research.
So, just want to make sure to get that dialogue prompted, because that will make it so that eventually he leaves the Roundtable Hold in pursuit of Gold Mask. His questline is associated with one of the six different endings. Yeah, 6 different endings that you can do for Elden Ring. So we're going to pursue that all the way to the end so you can see how you can do that. Next, we're going to talk to Dialos. We haven't seen him since he found Lanya having been killed by a recusant. We're going to see what's up with him now.
Ah, you again, is it? The recusants sent a lackey. Can you believe they invited me to join them? Now, after what they did? I can scarcely believe it myself. Did they think me a fool? You might be surprised to learn I took them up on the offer. Then I only had to ask. The location of the recusant hideout. It's on Mount Gelmir, found off the old road that leads west from the town of Windmills. That's where they hide. The manor on the peak. Just you wait, wretched recusants. You'll rue the day you insulted my name by laying hands on Lanya. The tale of House Hoslow is told in blood, after all.
So there you go. He said he's going to take up the recusant's offer and join them and go see what's up. Okay, we're going to come over to... Oh yeah, now that we have 2 great runes, I forgot there's dialogue here.
Shudder with exuberance.
Fine work, brave tarnished. The greater will is pleased. You have earned the right to become Elden Lord. Now, seek the Erdtree and an audience with Queen Marika to become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order. The fingers expect as much from you as they do young Gideon. Take this, a token of farewell.
Boom, and there is our 3rd talisman pouch. So now we can wear 3 talismans, which is awesome. Totally forgot that we got a great rune there. So technically, all it takes to beat Elden Ring is to get 2 great runes, which will get you access to the second half of the game. So if we really wanted to at this point, we could just go to that point and just to say and decide that we're just gonna go for the rest of the game at this point and finish it up. But obviously this is a all bosses walkthrough. But if you're looking for the fastest way to beat Elden Ring, then you just need 2 great runes, and then you're good to go from there. All right, let's go ahead and. Go ahead and put on the Assassin's Crimson Dagger for a 3rd talisman. Then we're also going to buy some equipment here. We're going to buy, let's just do, we don't have enough runes. Hold on, let's pop a rune real quick. Because remember from last episode I was talking about how if we buy some demigod armor and try to alter it, Bach is going to get mad at us and tell us not to do that, and we can give him the golden sewing needle at that point. So we're going to buy Renala's robe and try to do that. Okay. I don't believe we have any... Yeah, think we're already at +4 right now. Okay, perfect. Yep. So that's all to do here for now. Real quick, we're going to go back to Raya Lucaria to the main academy gate. Alright, we're going to alter garments. And wait, it's not showing up. Hold on. It should be showing up now. Maybe I'm at the wrong one. Maybe it's this one. I know it's one of the Lucaria gate sites of grace that you need to rest at for him to pop up. Oh, yep, there he is. Okay. You can also talk to Melina here. She's got a prompt. Let's see. Alter garments. Well, maybe let's just try talking to him.
Seems ready to make adjustments to your garments.
Yeah, I guess Renala's does not count towards it. Very interesting.
Oh, please.
Alright, well, we'll have to come back with some other boss armor then and worry about that later. Okay. On our way now to Caelid. So we're going to come to the Summonwater Village outskirts side of Grace to start making our way towards there. This is, of course, where we fought our first Tibia Mariner. We do have some more Death Root that we can go take to Garank, but we're going to wait a bit for that. If we keep making our way east here, though, as you continue on, you will see the sky begin to change from this nice, beautiful blue to instead a menacing and creepy-looking red. Of course, it is nighttime, so we might be able to see it super well. Over here is an invasion as you approach this church. This is Anastasia, the Tarnished Eater. She's going to pop up like right here, so we're going to get behind her and get a backstab in, hopefully. Nope, too early. Ouch. There we go. Grab this side of grace and these items. Yeah, so because it's nighttime, we're not really getting the sky effect that we normally would, so we'll go ahead and pass the time so you can check that out. Feels like it's always nighttime at the wrong time in this playthrough. It's kind of obnoxious. Okay, there we go. And there you can see the big blood red sky. Yeah, not ideal. Alright, so here we are in Caelid. As you can see, there's this giant bird ahead of us. There are a bunch of these things throughout the lane, as well as some giant dogs. I hate fighting them. I'm going to avoid these giant crows as much as possible. They are just incredibly obnoxious to fight, so don't be surprised if you see me take quite the detours to get around them and not have to fight them at all. Because, yeah, they just suck. The dogs aren't so bad, but they're still not very fun to fight either. Alright, so at the very beginning of Caelid, you can see this minor Erdtree here. There is an Erdtree avatar at the bottom. However, this is a special version. And the pathway to get down there, you can just go from, like, over where that church is. But there is an item that we can grab if we come over here. safely make our way down here. I'm playing a lot of Dark Souls 3 lately, and like the fall damage is just so different in, you know, your average Dark Souls game as compared to Elden Ring, so it's weird being able to drop from this height and not have to worry about it. Alright, we got a bunch of these Erdtree Guardians. We'll take a little bit of time to take out just so that they don't make the fight any tougher. Oh, hello. Cool. Alright. So as I said, there's an Erdtree avatar over here. However, this one is called a Putrid avatar. As it, instead of like the holy attacks that you're used to from the normal ones, this one has rot based attacks. Specifically with its slam attack. So this one. So with this, you want to get around to its behind, at which point, like, you don't have to worry about the rot. It won't hit you back there. Whereas if you just try to dodge, like, continually away from it when you're in front, it's going to be very, very hard to avoid. So just try to get behind it when it does the butt slam, and you should be good. Aside from that, pretty much everything else is the same as a typical Erdtree avatar. That's really the only change. Ouch. I don't... How, apparently we were standing in the rot pool. I didn't think we were, but... we love rot and that just continuous ticking damage. But yeah, if you avoid that, this boss is fairly easy. So let's try that again. Get my runes back. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, get out. Okay. Whew. And there we go. Alright, we'll get some crystal tears as a reward. And if you keep continuing around this side of the avatar, there is a catacombs entrance right here. Alright, so let's go ahead and clear this place out. Ouch. Freaking imps, man. Okay, so if you want the quickest way to clear out this catacombs, you want to send this elevator back up, and you'll see that there is actually a drop-down point underneath it. So that's where you want to go if you want to clear this place out as fast as possible. But for the sake of this video, we're going to explore the whole thing. Hello? Oh, but I forgot the switch is actually back here, so you have to come through this way anyway. To actually get to the boss is where you go underneath the elevator. I knew an ambush was coming, I just couldn't remember from where. Alright, so switch pulled, we can head back. Go through this little corridor real quick. Alright, this is rot water, so you want to be careful and try to get through here as quick as possible. I don't believe there's really anything else in here to explore, at least on this level. Go, 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 go. Okay, cool. We avoid the rot proc, which is great. We'll drop down here. Forgot a plunge attack is R2 in Elden Ring. Okay. So, got more of this crap to run through. We're just going to accept the fact that we're going to get rotted. Alright, so over here is where the boss is. But if you saw as I was running through there, there is a little entryway here. I'm going to go ahead and use some of those preserving boluses. Bunch of baby crabs in here. Ooh. Ouch. Boom. Okay, and that should be it as far as exploration goes. So we'll drop back down in here and make our way to the boss. Run, don't get rotted, don't get rotted. Ooh, nice. Alright, I don't remember who the boss of this catacombs is. Let's take a look. Ah, okay, cool. So, dual Erdtree Watchdogs. So, they're actually a pretty cool mechanic when there's two of them here. So these crystal darts that I just put on my quick bar, can actually be used to like overload these guys and cause them to fight each other. So you have to get a few of them to proc. There we go. And now we can watch this guy go after the other one and do a lot of our work for us. Oh man, that fire is doing crazy damage. Holy cow. So yeah, nice way to make this fight just super simple. Use those crystal darts. They're ranged items, so like they have, you know, other uses to be able to like aggro enemies or stuff like that. But nice little hidden mechanic there that you know, some people might not know about. So take advantage for sure. All right, let's make our way back up to the Rot View balcony side of Grace, and we'll make our way into the rest of Caelid itself. All right. All right, you'll see this giant, pretty much like army of these rot, putrid corpses. We're just gonna ignore them. Up here you also see a bunch of the giant dogs that I mentioned. We're going to ignore them as well as best as possible. There is a giant crow back there as well. We are going to try to get this chest right here. for the Guts Great Sword. It's not the actual name, but... Uh-oh, I think we aggroed a crow. Okay, he's still way back there, though, so we can probably get him reset. The crows are, like, crazy fast. Like, it is really hard to shake them once you actually have the aggro, so be very careful. Alright, making our way into these ruins. A few things to check out in here, including a boss. Alright, so this guy, you remember him from Ray of Lucaria, just outside of it. There are a few of those things throughout this area, so just be careful as you're going about. I really do not like fighting them. And then down here is the boss we're looking for, which is the Double Mad Pumpkinhead. Try to get as much damage in on the one that's sitting down before the fight actually starts. Make things a little bit easier. Ouch. These guys can easily wombo combo you depending on what level you're at, so focusing down on one of them is definitely key. Nice bleed proc, just a couple more hits should be it. There we go. The other way. And then, yep, this visage shield, so it's of, you know, those stupid wheelie guys that we just saw. That shield is crazy big and heavy, unsurprisingly, but it does let you do, like, that fire attack that they do rolling towards you, so it is a very cool shield, but not exactly the most practical to equip by any means. Nice, great dragonfly head. We'll always take some of those. Okay. Now that we're through those ruins, we can grab this next site of grace. Okay, then before we continue down the pathway, there's a bunch of stuff over here to the west we can explore. There's a finger reading crony over here that you can talk to if you want. So keep an eye out for those birds. We're going to make sure that we don't aggro them. Alright, and then over here we're going to be looking for a tunnel to enter called Gale Tunnel. Oh, side of grace over here. We'll grab this real quick. I always have a hard time finding this entrance just from memory for whatever reason. We'll try to find it. Ouch, what a shot. Okay, I think it's just over here, past these guys. Yep, sure enough, here we go. Alright, there's no elevator here, so you have to do, I mean, what we usually do when we go in tunnels anyway and come down these little steps. So if you've been doing it up to this point, then you should be well practiced. Alright. Alright, this tunnel is fairly long, because it actually has 2 entrances to it. I'll show you where the other entrance is once we get towards the end. But if you go through the other entrance, you can't get anywhere. The gate is blocked. So this is the only way to actually get in and clear out the tunnel itself. Alright, be careful. You do see these like smaller land octopuses. That's because there is a mama one right over there. Just drop down. Remember to go for the head on these things. That's where you're going to do the most damage. Make sure it doesn't heal itself here. There we go. Alright, let's head back out. Uh-oh. Forgot about the dude with the horn, so everybody's gonna be aggroed now. That's not ideal. Okay, we're good. Ouch. Alright, continuing on. We can knock this guy down. Also get a jump attack in on this dude. Boom! Hey, stop. Alright, over here to the right is the boss, but before we do that, we're going to open up this door here, where there is a site of grace, and why is he not here? Hello? Well, that's weird. Alexander's supposed to be right here, so if you remember the big warrior jar that we met early in the game, he's supposed to be here. Wondering how to, get into the tunnel because this door only opens from the other side. But for whatever reason, he's not here. I don't know. Really weird to me. I don't think the festival should be active right now, which is the only thing I could think that would make it so that he's not here. But yeah, I'm not really sure. But yeah, here is the rear entrance itself. So this is where you get the wondrous physic flask. So it's just up the way here that you can access it. Again, I don't know why Alexander's not here. I don't think we would have triggered the Radahn festival to start yet. But apparently something's up because he should be here. Anyway, I guess try to come here earlier. Okay, let's go ahead and take on the boss, which is our first of many magma worms in this game. I don't particularly like fighting these guys very much. I think they have some really obnoxious hitboxes that are just not very fun to deal with. They do spread some lava pools around them, so be careful when they do that, not to be walking in there. Jump attacks are going to be your best friend with them. They don't have a ton of posture. So staggering them, it definitely goes a long way. This is a regular, like, minor version of a Magma Wyrm, so it doesn't really have anything special going on. There are some named versions of the Magma Wyrms who have a second phase associated with them, and those ones are pretty dang tough. Yeah, that should do it for the Magma Wyrm. Oh, nope. Need like one more hit. The iframes they have after that riposte. Okay, there we go. You do get a Dragon Heart for the Magma Wyrms that you kill, so that will help you with getting more Dragon Communion spells. But that is it for the Gale Tunnel. Okay, moving on. Let's go back to the Fort Gale. Side of Grace. We're going to quickly go through this fort. There's not really anything like crazy in here by any means. There's no boss or anything like that. There is a Redmane Knight towards the top who is going to be sending down that purple stuff towards us. So you want to be careful, very similar to the Carrion Manor safeguard thing that they had going on there. And this is the guy who's causing it, so you take him out, then you won't have to worry about it. Oh, he fell down. But yeah. Oh, he's going to be doing it again, maybe? Nope, we're good. Yeah, he's still casting it. Alright, let's go take him out just to make sure that he's not causing any issues. Boom, there we go. Cool. Alright, making our way up towards the fort now. As you get here, you'll see that the gate is closed, so we'll need to go around it. Alright, towards the bottom you'll see one of those lines that we fought at Stormvale Castle. There's another one here. Can't remember. Yeah, nothing there. The ladder to get down there is just right here. We're not going to do that quite yet. We're going to go over this beam. Hello. Ouch. Alright, up the stairs. Very nice. I don't know how that wasn't a backstab. And boom. Okay, Starscourge Heirloom is our reward. That does increase your overall strength if you wear it. So, if you're looking for a boost in strength, great item to have. And as we climb to the top of the tower, I believe there is a sending gate up here. That teleports you closer to Redmane Castle, which is where eventually we want to go. But for now, we have the rest of Caelid to explore, so we're not going to do that. But if you're looking for the fastest way to get to Redmane, which is where Radahn is, then go ahead and take that. Alright, let's go ahead and take out this lion down here now. We can first drop down onto this part. Open this chest. Alright. Ouch. Oh man, you're so lucky. There's the stagger. There we go. Ash of War is dropped as a reward. And you can grab that rune arc. Okay. Now, from here, I don't want to handle this because we can't open this. We'll just go back to this side of Grace and continue on. There is another cave that's close to here that we'll want to go into, but not really the easiest way to get there from the fort itself. So if you look over to the left side, there's a pretty like sheer cliff there. At the very bottom, there's a cave that we're able to enter. So let's go ahead and move forward. We'll actually grab the side of Grace that's close to here as well. Alright. Now, over in this section is the heart of Caelid itself. So I haven't really been doing like much lore-wise explanation, but this is one of my like favorite parts of the lore of this game. So the reason that Caelid is the way that it is because of millennia. So she and Radahn had a battle right over there where you see that giant group of like thorny-looking trees. They had a battle right over there where they basically came to a stalemate. Radahn was like on the cusp of beating Millennia, and because she is infected, or she's the host of the goddess of rot, she decided to bloom with the Scarlet Aeonia, which made it so that all of Caelid was infected with rot, and that also obviously affected Radahn as well, to the point where he is no longer himself. He's basically just a mindless beast, and this is where all of that took place. So if you read this little lore marker over here, it says Battle of Aeonia, Radahn and Millennia locked in stalemate, then the Scarlet Rot blooms. So pretty crazy. There is a boss right underneath where all that is right now that has a key item that we're going to want to get for a quest line, but we'll be going there in a little bit. We'll go ahead and check out this merchant. Definitely get those preserving boluses, and yeah, call it good there. He doesn't really have much else that's useful. Okay, now let's make our way over to that cave near the fort. There is a little dude here that you can activate who will show you how to get to the entrance, but it's honestly pretty straightforward. Gonna run past that Miranda Blossom. This does require two stone sword keys to enter, so just be aware. Ooh, Great Dragonfly, give me your head. Thank you. And then, so the other tunnel that we were in was the jail tunnel. I believe this is called like the Gale tunnel. This is the jail cave. So that's not confusing at all. I'll open this chest real quick. Rune arc, we've got a few of those now, so we're probably safe to pop another one right now. Get those stats back up. Alright, so the reason this is called the Jail Cave, this is a fairly unique cave where you're going to see a bunch of like prison cells throughout it that are all connected to one switch that when you flip it, all the enemies that are inside those cells then come out. So it can be a little chaotic. For the most part, the enemies in those prison cells are just like wandering putrid corpses. So it's not like a huge deal, but if you try to open this, it says, oh, it doesn't even give you a prompt. That's one of the doors that's opened by that switch, so you have to come through here. Floor will break from underneath you. Alright, and we've made it into the jail itself. So again, you'll see all these cells with these putrid corpses. Some of them do have some items in them. This is where we drop down through. Okay, cool. Alright, so we'll make our way up through here. You'll see this door. If you try to open it, it says it does not open from this side. Did have a vulgar militiaman drop down. Where was the entryway that I just saw? Am I crazy? Okay. So we'll come through here. Ow. Brother, please get hit. There's a bunch of cells throughout this little corridor. Alright, then as we reach over here, you'll want to turn to the right, head this way. Make your way all the way up. Watch for a giant rat over here to the left. Oh, you're alive. Okay, and this will lead us. Oh, be careful. You can actually, so that thing that poison, you can actually see more of them over there. So these little groups of balls that are right there, you want to watch out for them. They can be really hard to spot if you're not careful. But basically, whenever you see these vulgar militia around, it's safe to bet that they've got some kind of trap set up. So just watch where you're walking to avoid getting poisoned really easily by them. Somber 5, let's go. We can now upgrade our Bloodhound's Fang again. Alright, and then this switch is what opens all the cells. So we'll see. Oh, there we go. So all these putrid corpses are now going to come out. As I said, a lot of these cells have items in them. We're not really going to take the time to go through and get all of them, but if you want to, absolutely go for it. We are going to enter this larger one over here. Well, not this one, but this one has a stone sword key that we'll want to grab for sure. Then there is a... Oh, I guess we must have already passed it. I don't remember seeing it. Here it is. Alright. Let all these guys explode. Maybe. Ouch! Oh, there's not actually anything in there. Okay, I must have gotten the one with the stone sword key mixed up with the giant cell. Okay, cool. Alright, up through here to the left. Break through this. And then make our way down. Alright, as you drop down, you'll get to the boss, which I can't remember who it is. Frenzied Duelist. Ouch. And we're doing crazy damage to this dude. Too easy. Alright, this cave also has a back entrance with, I can't remember, Regalia of Eochaid. You can see this is right next to the same church that I mentioned before that had the wondrous flask of physic, or flask of wondrous physic, whatever it's called. So yeah, kind of cool. Okay, let's make our way back over to this side of Grace. And we will continue onward. Okay, so I did take a second to look up if we messed up what was going on with Alexander, and it does look like we've actually started the Radahn Festival. I promise I know what I'm doing in this game, but like some of the quest lines just get so like muddled together in like the order you're supposed to do them. So it does sound like the Radahn Festival is active right now because of everything that we did a couple episodes ago between Blythe and Celovis and all that kind of stuff. So sounds like that's why Alexander isn't here, is because he's already at the festival. So yeah, that's probably what's going on there. So I apologize for that, but if the festival is not active, then yeah, Alexander will show up at the rear Gale tunnel entrance. You can talk to him. It's not like there's anything like super important that you get from him at that point or anything like that, but yeah, it's just another opportunity to talk to him. All right, continuing on this road, we're gonna take this little side area over here because you'll see those freaking I can't remember what they're called, pests, I guess. They suck. They're really annoying. Those ones in particular aren't like anything crazy, but you'll find some ones later in the game that are just really obnoxious to fight, so I tend to avoid them as much as possible. Alright, new side of Grace here, and then just ahead is another dragon. This one, unsurprisingly, because we are in Caelid, does spread rot. So we're going to put some preserving boluses on our hotbar real quick, just in case. This is Ekzykes, the rotten, I believe. Decaying Ekzykes. So he fights just the same as any other normal dragon, except for, you know, just instead of fire breath, he has rot breath, which he is using already. Now he's being goofy, and he is up on that platform. Woo. Come on, dude. Be nice to me. Perfect. Get some nice damage in. Whoop. Oh, come on. Uh-oh. Watch out. Ouch. That hurt. Okay, Rot didn't quite proc, which is great. Okay, this is going to spread towards our way. Ouch. And that Rot hurts. Watch for the double bite. Come on, dude. I feel like because of the fact that he does rot damage, like he uses his fire way more than a normal dragon would. Oh my goodness, that hurt. Come on, what is going on? I cannot hit this dude's head. Doesn't help that we're just in this corner pretty much. Oh, yeah, that's gonna kill Torrent. stagger already, dude? And that time way too far from the head. Oh, man. Get up there, get up there, get up there. Man, I feel like his head is just impossible to hit for some reason. Like, holy cow. Ouch, 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 ouch. Man, it's just like that. That one in particular has such a wide radius. I don't know what the game expects you to do at that point. He's too far from the spawn point now. He's going to teleport. We are like somewhat under level to take this guy on, but we're having fun doing it anyway. Uh-oh. For Pete's sake, dude, I'm just... Can you just die already, man? You're really pissing me off. Finally, man, that was obnoxious. Alright, Ekzykes down. Gives us a dragon heart. We are able to like use his dragon communion now, so awesome. And speaking of dragon communion, he's actually sitting right outside the other cathedral. So if you just come right up this way. See a side of grace in here. And when we first visited the other Cathedral Dragon Communion, like, we didn't have any dragon hearts at the time, so there wasn't really anything to check out. But if we come over here to this altar, now you'll see for every dragon that you kill, there's a different like incantation that's unlocked. So because we beat Ekzykes just barely, like, there's 2 things that we're able to get from his. So pretty cool. If you're interested in doing dragon incantations, I'm pretty sure we got the Dragon Communion seal, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we did. So this boosts those incantations, so I would definitely recommend having that and upgrading it, obviously. But yeah, so there you go. Moving on. Let's level up real quick. Okay, it is nighttime, which is good because there's a couple of night-only bosses ahead of us. You'll see the Knight's Cavalry just over there. Go on and take him out real quick. Ouch. Ouch. Ooh. Ouch. Frick, man. I thought I had time to heal, but clearly I did not. There we go. That was much better than that first attempt. Get the backstab. Nope. Oh, come on. He's so lucky. We still got him, though. That was almost hitless, though. He ruined it. Yeah, that was much more successful attempt that time. Alright, Knight's Cavalry down. Moving on this way, there is our map fragment for this portion of Caelid. So we'll happily grab that. Open up the map, and you'll see that this entire southern section is found. Up here is Dragonbarrow, which we're not going to be exploring for quite a while because it's a much, much higher level. So this episode is going to be for basically everything that the map touches itself. But as we move forward, there's another merchant here, Site of Grace up to the left, and then another night boss. This guy has Stone Sword Key, Cookbook, Cracked Pot. Perfect. Now, that guy gave us, like, no runes. What in the world? I'll grab this Site of Grace real quick right here. Okay, the other night boss over here is a Deathrite bird. Most of the time when you find these things, like, they appear out of thin air. But this guy is actually just, you know, perusing around. I don't know why that's the case, why he's a little bit more unique in that regard, but regardless, here he is. As you know, I just absolutely love fighting these guys. So this might be one that we end up coming back to later if I feel like we're just a little bit too low of a level. Ouch. Man, what are these whiffs? Ouch. Oh my, what the crap? I don't... Okay, whatever that was. Ouch. Ouch. Uh-oh. Get out, get out, get out. The amount of times that I'm whiffing on these jump attacks is kind of driving me crazy. Get over here. Don't you dare kill me again with this stupid attack. why does that do so much damage? Holy crap. That is crazy. Can't get a stagger on this guy because we're just whiffing everything. Uh-oh. That's not good this close. Ouch. Ouch. Get over there. Saw that coming. The whiffs, dude. The terrain that we're on right now is just like all over the place. So I'm just whiffing so many attacks, and it just makes it impossible to stagger him. Ugh. Cool. Cool. There we go. Man. Oh, now it's not going to let me riposte because, you know, the terrain is just awesome. That's so frustrating. Damage. It's stupid how those little projectiles do, like, even get hit by one of them is half of your health bar is gone. It's the reason I don't like these guys. They're just so stupid. Death birds I don't mind. It's the death right birds that just really, really irk me. Cool with. And dead? Oh wow, somehow we did not get killed there. There we go. Hallelujah. Man, I hate fighting those guys so much. And there we are. Death's Poker as our reward. Only 20, what was that, 15k souls that we got? Horrible. Horrible boss. Horrible boss. Alright, okay. Alright, so we've cleared out pretty much like for the majority of like this little circular area here. Now we're gonna make our way into the heart of the swamp itself, but first we're gonna make a detour over into this section. Now don't take the main road here, so like this main pathway you see leading to that gate, don't go through here, because if you see that troll up there, he's gonna toss down some giant pots at you that will explode, and they can do some crazy damage. So what we're gonna do instead is just kind of make our way over here to the side. Ouch. And then just come around to this part. And that will make it so that he doesn't throw any of those pots at us. Alright, as you make it through the Celia Gateway, you're going to see this message right here. It says, stop by the shack. And has a dude pointing exactly where you want to go. Oh, dragonfly. Cute. So we'll make our way over there. There is a dog just sitting there, but if you skirt around to the side, he won't aggro. We're going to meet our NPC friend here, Cavalry.
Oh, a pleasure to see you. A pleasure indeed. I am Cavalry, a great sage. In my day, anyway. I'd hoped to ask a favor when one of your ilk came along. A strapping young tarnished, able to cross the scarlet swamp of Aeonia. Don't fret, I'll provide fine recompense. Should you accept, I will teach you the secret of Celia, the town you see there. Ah, then you are willing to lend a hand, are you? I need your help to heal a certain young girl. Her name is Millicent. You will find her beyond Celia, resting at the church atop the cliff, stricken by the rotting sickness.
Okay, so he tells us about Millicent and that we need to heal her. So we talk again.
Sickness that afflicts Millicent has no cure. When the Erdtree flourished, even the demigods could not stave off its effects, despite their nigh godhood. But Millicent's suffering can be ameliorated. For this, you are to find a certain needle. Seek the deep, scarlet swamp of Aeonia outside Celia's bounds. The needle, made from unalloyed gold, is lost somewhere there. First, you must find the It's hidden somewhere. Then I will the secret of the...
Yeah. So he's giving us this quest to find this needle. He'll tell us the secret of Celia. So we're going to make our way back to this site of grace. We're going to make our way towards the middle of the swamp, just like he directed. Alright, so as long as you're on Torrent, the swamp won't rot you. However, be forewarned, there is an invasion that takes place in this swamp, so that makes it so that you can't use Torrent when it's active. We're going to kind of try to make our way just around the side here, not go straight towards the boss yet, as there's a side of grace that will make it easier to access. Oh, here we go, invasion time. Okay, where can we get to that's a little bit safer than this? I guess we'll just try to stick around on this island as much as possible. So, Millicent, you'll recognize that name. That is exactly who Cavalry has tasked us with healing. She is the invader here. We'll take her out nice and quick. Get access to Torrent. And continue making our way around that giant thing of thorns. And then there's that side of grace that we want. Just in case we die to the boss, make it a little bit easier to get back. Okay, and then, yep, the boss is just right here in the heart of this. This is Captain O'Neill. Commander O'Neill, sorry, not Captain. You can summon Pollyanna, adopted daughter, as a cooperator for this fight. So if you're struggling, then feel free to summon her. So Commander O'Neill is going to summon all these soldiers to help him out. So usually the best thing to do is take them out so you can just take him on one-on-one. He is going to continually buff them, though, so just be aware. Ouch. These guys are being annoying and won't leave his side. Let's try to get O'Neill away from them for a second. Go. Alright, O'Neill does have some attacks that spread rot, so be careful. One in particular is this giant whirlwind right there. There it is again. Man. Okay, this one has a much wider radius. Oh, no, he's not doing the big one yet. Oh, man, I just noticed we are doing, like, no damage. Yikes. Okay, this is the giant one. Okay, that does make him weak for a little bit, give you an opportunity to get in there. Ouch. I don't know how he's not staggered yet. There we go. I was waiting for that. Okay, getting into phase 2. He is eventually going to resummon his allies, so be careful. Here we go. Just want to be ready around them. This time he's going to summon some melee guys instead of the crossbow ones from before. Got multiple buffs that he'll spread to them. Just try to take them out as quickly as possible before O'Neill himself rejoins the fight. There we go. Okay, ready to take him on again. Ouch. Oh, there's that bleed proc. We just need one more hit. Boom. There we go. Okay, we were fairly under leveled taking that guy on, but we were able to get him, so if you need to come back to him, by all means, like, don't feel like you need to do this boss right now. But there is the unalloyed gold needle that we were looking for Gallery's quest line. Go ahead and rest up. And we'll start leveling up our decks again. Perfect. Okay. Before we make our way back to Gallery, there is a cave over here that we can enter. So early on in in Limgrave, if you watch that episode, you'll know that there's a chest that can teleport you to basically this like prison in Caelid. This tunnel right here is exactly where that chest would take you. That happened to me on my very first playthrough. And you're put in this room with a bunch of those pests that we saw earlier, and it took forever to like finally find my way out here where you would exit. And I remember just looking out here and being like, this is not good. So if that happened to you, then yeah, this is where you show up, just as a reference. We'll go ahead and clear out this tunnel. So a bunch of miners, just as usual, but the real threat in here are these pests. That is the attack that really sucks, as those are just like homing missiles, basically. They will always find their way towards you. You have to hide like perfectly behind a wall to make it so they don't hit you. So yeah, they're no fun. And the great thing about them is there's even worse versions of them in the DLC. I can't wait to show you those. Oh, another one aggroed. We'll go take him out real quick before we grab the rest of these items. Nice. And this guy will not let us go. Perfect. Ready, grab the smithing stone. Sweet. Oh, hi. Okay, now if you did take that chest, in here is where you appear. This chest doesn't like teleport you back, it just has a couple of items in it. But yeah, I'll never forget being teleported into here and just being scared for my life. Alright, one more pest dude over here to take care of. Ouch. Perfect. Okay. Now to continue on through the tunnel, you'll notice that that little entryway is blocked off. So we have to jump up here, up onto this. That item can be a little tough to grab. You want to be able to just jump all the way over here to the left side. There we go. Got it. All that for a cuckoo glintstone. Big whoop. But if you're really desperate for that item, that's how you do it. Oh, hi. Explosion. All right. Oh, I forgot we can level up our weapon. Okay, we need to go to the round table after we clear this area. Alright, watch out for that pest dude. Hopefully we can get him to drop down here. Perfect. No. Alright, up ahead here is a shortcut to unlock. So we'll want to come up here. We'll come kill this guy real quick. And then we can knock down this ladder. So just in case we die, got a nice little easy shortcut there. Pick up the Summerstone. Alright, in here, watch to your left. There's going to be a pest hanging out in this room. Go. Another Somber 4 to pick up. Beautiful. Alright, Faithful's Canvas Talisman you can grab there. We'll keep making our way through here, and we've now reached the boss. Let's see if there's an item over there. Nope. And the boss of this, let's see who's in there. I believe that is our first Fallingstar beast of the game. There are a few of these things. They can be tough to figure out at first. It feels like they have a lot of HP, and they've got some questionable hitboxes for sure. There is one full-grown version that you will meet much later in the game, who's a little bit tougher. But yeah, it can definitely take some time to figure these guys out and really what their moveset looks like. But over time, I've grown to actually like fighting them. Ooh. Alright, chucking rocks at us there, so dodge through. Tail, tail. Dodge that. Watch the stomp. Oh, I could have sworn we rolled that, but okay. Nice. Got the stagger. Get that riposte. Boom. Chuck rocks. Dodge through. Okay, watch for the gravity attack. You just want to get out of that AoE. And boom. Let's go. And a Somber 6 as a reward. Sweet. So we'll be able to level up our weapon twice. We also got the Somber Miner's Bell Bearing, which lets you buy infinite amount of some of the earlier tiers of Somber Stones. So again, if you're wanting to try out a bunch of different builds and stuff like that, then this gives you the opportunity. Okay, where are we going? Oh yeah, I want to show you once we give that Somber Bell. For bell bearing. Okay, so yeah, 1 and 2, you can buy infinite of those now, so pretty cool. Okay, now we've got some more stuff to do with D, Rogier, and Fia. We're able to progress their quest line a little bit now. We'll exhaust his dialogue real quick.
Lately, I feel I'm on the precipice of falling into a deep, fathomless slumber. And I have an inkling it could spell trouble for you somehow. So I just wanted to get the apology out of the way beforehand, since you're so scary and all.
Yeah. And unfortunately, this is the last thing we'll be able to talk to Rogier about. Next time we reload the area and see him, he will have fallen. Like, he won't be dead technically, but he'll be living in death. So he's pretty much like mindless at that point. So, big old bummer. Now we're going to talk to Fia.
I am pleased. Would you like me now? You are so. I heard that you lent a hand to dear Rogier. He seemed positively elated. He must be possessed of great mental fortitude. It anchors his will and sustains him, despite his grievous wounds. You truly are a champion. To dear Rogier, and myself too. My dear, might I ask something of you? Could you please find the owner of this dagger and return it to them? A certain person gave it to me as a gift. It's a very precious thing. It must have a special place in the owner's heart. So I would like for the original owner to have it back, if you wouldn't mind. I'd like you to find the owner of the dagger I gave you and return it to them. It's a very precious thing. It must have a... Then good day to you, my dear.
Okay, so she's given us this dagger that she wants us to give back to the owner. If we read the description, We'll say it was once a special weapon of gold and silver intertwined, but is now worn down and marred by a black gash. So if you think of gold and silver intertwined, you can come back to D over here and notice that his armor set is intertwined with gold and silver. So it's assumed that it belongs to him.
Well, what have we here? How did you get your hands on that dagger? Well, that hardly matters. I know very well whose dagger it is. Why don't I return it to them for you? Good work bringing this to me.
All right, and then this is your last chance to buy incantations from D. You can get his bell bearing afterwards, but he is going to be dead after this. So, R.I.P. D. We're going to rest at the round table to reload the area. So you'll notice that he is gone. If we come up to Roger, we'll see that he has now fallen asleep. Now, as we come over to this side of the round table hold, you'll notice that that door, which was previously closed, is now open. If you come in here, you'll notice that Fia is not there. So we'll head over into this door and witness a cutscene. Not a cutscene, but like an NPC interaction.
Finally, it is returned to its rightful place. The stolen Hallowbrand of the exalted noble. And now, I must bid you goodbye as well, though I ask you deliver this message to the Round Table Hold. I am Fia, deathbed companion, Hark Round Table. Disturb not the death of Godwyn, the exalted. We who humbly live in death, live in waiting, to one day welcome our Lord. What right does anyone have to object? Our Lord will rise, the Lord of the many and the meek.
All right, so D has been killed by Fia, and she teleports away. We can now grab D's armor set and his bell bearing. This armor set, make sure that you don't sell it. You can wear it by all means, like go for it, but this armor set is going to be used for this same quest line a little bit later in the game. So make sure if you want to see the end of that quest line that you hold on to that armor. All right, let's level up our weapon. Beautiful. Okay. And then let's go ahead and upgrade our longbow as well, since we've got plenty of smithing stones. Give us some good ranged damage. Perfect. Alrighty. Now we'll make our way back to Caelid, and we're going to go talk to Cavalry again. Oh, the troll aggroed this time for whatever reason. Just want to watch out to where he's throwing those pots. Jump. Cool.
You found the unalloyed gold needle. As promised, I've detailed the secret of Celia right here. Go on. It's yours.
Alright, so he gives us this note that is Celia's secret.
Well, this is a marvel indeed. The work of a true artisan, a meticulous, bold craftsman who grasps the essence of life. Can you give me some time with this? As well made as it is, it won't be much use snapped in half, will it?
Okay. So he says to give him some time with the needle. If we just save and quit and reload, that is all the time he needs.
I have awaited your return. The needle is repaired. Now it will forestall the rotting sickness, I'm sure. Will you give it to the girl, Millicent? I will reward you in kind.
Okay. So now he gives us back the needle, all repaired, and says to give it to Millicent.
Millicent rests at the church atop the cliff beyond Celia, the town yonder, tended to by the witless pests who worship her, or rather her rotting sickness, as a god. A wretched fate, indeed. The poor girl, she never wished for any of this.
Okay. So we've been given our task to find her just up ahead. Alright, and now we've made it to Celia, Town of Sorcery. Okay, before we actually go into the area itself, if we come down here over to the left, you'll see that giant cerulean scarab. But if we come down more over here, where is it at? Here we go. It's a Site of Grace right over here we can grab. Okay. And then also before we make our way into the rest of the town, we can come over here. Make our way over here. You'll notice that this door is sealed by something, so we can't get through it now. And you'll notice there's a few others in the rest of the town just like it. You can see that one right there is sealed. There's a few others. So what this town is all about is activating these torches on the top in like these little towers that will, when lit, will open these little sealed doorways. Also, the enemies in this town are invisible until you get close to them, so just be careful as you're moving around. Be aware that these enemies will just seemingly pop out of nowhere. Mikola's Lily over here we can grab. Okay. So, we've now seen all of the different gateways that are sealed off. So now we're going to make our way over to this staircase. Go up. Grab this golden seed. And then to start activating the little fires that we want to, we can first drop down onto this tree and then get on top of this building, go get off torrent, up the ladder, alright, one flame lit. Says the seal was broken in town somewhere. Make our way onto this lower branch. Come right over here. Alright, let's get torrent back out. Okay. And we'll jump across this way. Take out this marionette. Jump back over here. That scarab right there is one of the disappearing ones where you have to like hit it from range. So we'll see if we can get it targeted from here. Probably won't need preserving moluses for a while, so we'll take those off. Might be just out of range. Let's try getting on top of here first. Still no. Alright, let's get the bow out. Whoop. There we go. Ash of War. Okay, then we can drop down back here. Grab this item. And this will take us to our third and final flame to light. Alright. And now we can access all of the doorways that were previously sealed. So we'll start right down here. For our, was it our third imbued sword key? Yep. Okay, so we've already used one, so that means we have now found all the imbued sword keys in the game. So I'll have to try to remember to go back to the 4 belfries at some point. Oh, hello. Ouch. Ow, where did you come from? Alright, we did miss a painting over here that you're able to grab. And the reward for that one we're actually going to be able to find here fairly soon. And I believe the last one is just over here. Boom. Okay. Alright, now over here, this is the first sealed doorway that we found earlier. Is a boss. This boss is a Nox Priestess duo. These are like normal enemies that you'll find in some of the underground areas a little bit later in the game. Come on. This fight is not hard by any definition. It is a duo fight, so you still need to be, careful. As you can see, we're doing lots of damage to them as well. The only annoying thing about this fight is that they both have range. There we go. Grab our reward in here. New Site of Grace that we can use. And now we can continue to make our way up towards where Millicent is. Okay, as you're going up these little switchbacks here, there are going to be some giant boulders that are going to appear magically and try to come hit you. So when they appear, just kind of try to strafe to the side wherever they show up. That's going to be the easiest way to avoid them, because they'll come straight towards you. So you just want to like bob and weave essentially. Oof. Alright, and then up in this church is where Millicent is. There's a couple of pests outside. We're not going to go through that entrance. We're just going to come through the side here to avoid them. Here we are. Church of the Plague. We'll light this side of grace. Grab a sacred tear and then talk to Millicent.
Who's there? Well, it matters not. If you are wise, you will leave immediately. My flesh writhes with scarlet rot. It is a curse, not to be meddled with by man. You ask that I stab myself with the needle to quell the scarlet rot. But how? Never mind. I've decided I would rather trust you than simply continue to spoil from within. Would you mind averting your eyes for a moment? Well, that was easier than expected. But why do I feel so...
Okay, so now we need to reload the area. And then she's standing upright.
I hoped to see you again. My apologies for when last we met. I fainted before I could even thank you. Everything is as you said. Since inserting the needle, the scarlet rot has ceased to writhe. Even the nightmares have abated. And now, though I can scarcely believe it myself, I can move as I please. Not that I could ever truly repay you, but I would like you to have this, by way of thanks. A token though it is. I'm considering leaving. On a journey, with the needle buried in my flesh, I've started to recall, but dimly, my destiny. It's all thanks to you. My name is Millicent. I pray fate permits us meet again. I'm considering the needle my destiny.
Okay, perfect. So now if we rest again, she will be gone. Oh, I forgot we can upgrade our flask. So that prosthesis heirloom talisman she gave us, I believe, increases your dexterity if you were to wear it. So same thing as like the Starscourge one. So strength, dexterity, faith, all of those. So if you're looking for a boost in those stats, those are what those are there for. Okay. There are a couple of things that we can get while we're up here. We can head down this pathway. Careful, there's a bunch of bats up here. Grab this item. Including one of these like major singing bats just right across the way over there. So we're going to avoid them because I don't really like fighting them with how much poison they spread. There's another one right there. Okay. Now, trying to remember if it's here or if it's over there. So the reward for the painting that we grabbed in Celia, I'm trying to remember where exactly the drop down is for it. I think it might actually be over in Dragonbarrow. So yeah, we'll actually go back to that reward later on. But here's the troll that was throwing the giant pots at you. You can get some revenge on him if you want. But we're just going to go ahead and teleport away because there's nothing really important to do by any means here. We are going to head back to Gallery Shack, though, real quick. don't know why he didn't aggro like that first time he came over, and now every time he is. Like, I don't know what changed. Okay, now if we come over to Gallery Shack, we'll see that Gallery himself is not here, but Millicent is.
Oh, hello again. Something about this place felt familiar to me, so I decided to pay a visit. Hoping to find someone here, but I've only found emptiness. Perhaps before my departure, I needed someone to say farewell to. Well, never mind that. I must focus on my journey, for which I have you to thank. I must stay strong. Well, I must.
That is it for Millicent's questline for now. That's the last we're going to see of her in Caelid. We're not going to see her till probably like a couple episodes from now. So yeah. So that's pretty much the main section of Caelid all explored now. Now we're going to make our way over to Redmane Castle. We're going to teleport to this site of grace again. Oh, this bird apparently aggroed. That's awesome. What? Hello? What is happening? He staggered, but then did a grab attack. Like, what was that? Hello, game? Oh, man, these guys suck. Hate these birds. I don't know what that was. That was super glitchy. Okay. As we're making our way towards the southeast here, there is a crystal tier we can grab right here. There is a crow ready to ambush you, so just be aware you need to get out of there as fast as possible. And then we're also going to make our way over here, grab this golden seed. See, like I said before, these crows they're just really hard to get rid of once you've actually aggroed them, so be careful. Oh, goodbye. Alright, and then continuing down on this path. So obviously out there is Redmane Castle, but before we head that way, there's one more cave that we're able to do over this way. Or I guess it's a catacombs. You can see the statue right there pointing towards it. Watch out for this crow. This scarab is going to basically make you get in its way. All right. Rest up real quick. I believe we can level up as well. Oh, we can add another flask, which is great. Costs 4 to upgrade it at this point. We're getting close to the max of 14, by the way. I don't know why they stopped at 14 and not an even 15. Kind of hurts my brain, but... Alright, and unsurprisingly, this catacombs is full of rotting stuff, so be careful as you're going through at it. There is a bunch of rot swamp in here. Alright, I'm trying to remember if there's anything behind here. No. We're going to use some boluses real quick. Oh, hi. Because we rolled in the rot, it's still spreading. It's so annoying. I feel like once you use one of the boluses, like it shouldn't happen anymore. Alright, well, we're gonna get routed anyway. There is an illusory wall right here. Run past this Miranda Blossom. Okay. Okay, so in here is the boss room. I believe that the fog wall we want to go through is right here to activate the switch. Oof, the rot almost procced, but we were able to avoid it. We're going to let it die down a little bit so we can just try to jump that gap. There we go. Cool. Ready to go. I believe this is a cemetery shade, which you know how much I love fighting them. Yep, sure enough. Try to bait out the grab attack. Cool. Now we'll move in. Okay, big long combo. In there. Come on. Stop teleporting away, dude. Gosh, this boss is so annoying, dude. Like, how? Such a cool boss. Man, whoever made that is just a genius. Ah, these guys get me so tilted. 2 seconds, I'm dead. Like, what? How is that fun? I don't understand it. I don't get the concept behind these bosses. It's so dumb. Ugh. Screw you. Alright, there we go. Hallelujah. I hate those guys so much. Okay, we can now finally make our way to Redmane Castle. Alright, so this time we're going to follow this pathway all the way down. You can largely run past all these giant dogs. They're going to start fighting with these soldiers that are down here. We're just going to come over here and grab this side of grace. Okay, now the way you know if the Radahn Festival is active by the time you get here is if this sending gate is active. So basically how it works is if the Radahn Festival is not currently going on, the castle itself is going to be occupied by other enemies and a different boss as well. That will make it to where you actually have to like enter the castle itself. But because the festival is active, we did that by, again, doing the whole Ronnie quest line and talked to Celivis and Blythe a bunch of times, to the point where Blythe was like, hey, I'm going to go to the Radahn Festival, you should go too. That's what activates it. One of the two things that can do it. The other way is if you activate the Grand Lift of Dectus. That requires having both halves of the Dectus medallion. If you activate that, then the Radahn Festival also starts at that point. But yeah, if you get here and this isn't active, that means the Radahn Festival is not going on, and there's just other enemies in the castle itself. So we're going to use the Sending Gate. It's going to take us straight into the castle itself. after we beat the Radahn Festival, like the castle resets to its like normal state after that, so you can still fully explore the castle and beat the different bosses here as well. So I'll make sure to do that after we take out Radahn. You can come up here and grab this Site of Grace. And up to this point in the game, you've seen plenty of stuff be said about Radahn. He's obviously a legend. There's so many things, so many lore bits told about him. A bunch of soldiers are coming to team up to take him out because he's the mightiest of all the demigods. He pretty much had beaten Millennia until she cheated and used the Scarlet Rot. He is awesome. This is my personal favorite boss in the game. He's not by any means like the most like mechanically complex boss or anything like that, but it's just everything leading up to him and his design and everything like just makes this boss so much fun. So I'm going to mute myself for a while here and just let you enjoy this section of the game.
There you are. Took your sweet time. The players are all made up and waiting for the curtain. Let's give them a show to remember, eh? Just don't you go dying on me. For Ronnie's sake, too.
Champions! Welcome! The stars have aligned. The festival is nigh. General Radahn, mightiest demigod of the Shattering, awaits you. Champions, prepare for battle. Defeat the general, claim glory, and grab that great rune. A celebration of war. The Radahn Festival!
Ah, you came. How delightful. Indeed, I thought I might find you here. By the by, do you know for whom this festival is being held? Well, it is none other than General Radahn himself. To think, I could face a great champion of the Shattering, a demigod in the flesh. Oh, gosh. In truth, I quiver at the thought. Such is his frightful repute. But the fear simply assures me the ordeal is worth undertaking. Be sure to get a good vantage, my friend. I, Iron Fist Alexander, do hereby vow to unflinchingly brave this ordeal.
Are you good and prepared, young chum? The festival begins.
Before we begin, allow me to paint you the full picture. General Radahn is cursed ever to wander. Eaten from the inside by Millennia's scarlet rot, his wits are long gone. Now he gathers the corpses of former friends and foes alike, gorging on them like a dog. Howling at the sky.
But now, we must make merry. O gathering of champions! The revels begin! The celebration of war! The Radahn Festival!
You will find the field of battle past the church ahead, upon the shore under the fort. General Radahn is there, even now, divested of his wits, devouring corpses, and howling at the sky.
Alright, so the stage is set. Everybody's joined together. You'll see that there's a fog wall that appears back there once you've told Jaren that you're ready. So at this point, you're locked into it. We'll come up here through this church. Grab this item real quick. And then make our way down the elevator towards the battlefield. So at launch, Radahn was insanely hard. He was very, very strong. Had a ton of HP, did tons of damage, and was just very difficult to take down. He has been nerfed since then. They nerfed him like into the ground fairly early on, and everybody was pretty upset about it. And then they gave him a buff, but it's still not like what he was day one. But he is still an incredibly fun boss fight. So here we go. As you enter the battle, Radahn is going to be off in the distance and he's going to be shooting arrows at you. So you want to either be ready to dodge them or get behind these little things to make it so that it hits those instead of you. You'll also see a bunch of summon signs. These are the people who were in like the staging area with you. So if you need help on this fight, which, you know, he can be tough for a first playthrough for sure, summon these guys, and you can just summon them over and over and over again. There's no limit to the amount of times you can summon them. I should probably turn down the volume again. So yes, if you need help, like, by all means, do it. But yeah, you can use Torrent in this arena, so helps you get around a little bit more. For the most part, the place you want to be when fighting Radahn is just like at his feet. Well, sorry, not feet. He doesn't actually have feet. But like even on this attack, if you just stick like close to him, you pretty much avoid all the attacks that he does with that combo. That's the only dangerous thing that to look for when you're at his near his horse like that. Yeah, we are a little bit more leveled up right now than what Radahn is intended to take us on at. So we are doing quite a bit of damage to him. When he does this attack, if you get to the rear of him, it pretty much opens it up for you to just be able to get a bunch of attacks in on him. Oops. So even at this level, like, we're doing a lot of damage, but he can still do a bunch to us as well. Watch out for these things. They're going to seek towards you and bring you in and let him do a follow-up attack. Alright, so again, this one you want to get close, stick to the bottom of him as much as possible, roll through that last attack, and you'll be safe. On my channel, you can find my level 1 fight against him, where again, that's taking him on without leveling up at all. I also did manage to do it without taking any damage, so that is a great showcase of how you want to handle the fight and each of his moves to avoid them as best as possible. So definitely go check that out, because I'm pretty proud of that. I'm by no means like a god at this game, but that's definitely an achievement I'm proud of, even though some people are like, oh, Radahn at level 1 is so easy, dude. Okay, we've almost got him at 50% health, which means we are close to phase 2. But this is my favorite boss, so we're gonna take some more time with him. Boom! And plus, his music is so freaking good. Ouch. Right, again, watch for these. Oh, he did a double gravity attack. One of these summon signs is actually patches. Once you summon him, he'll show up, and then like 3 seconds later, you'll see a message that says that he has returned to his world. Basically just showing that, you know, Patches is a big old coward. But it's pretty unique interaction. I love it. Oh, he might kill us here, to be honest. Nah, we're good. A little too early. Watch out. Boom. Alright, I think we've messed around enough now. Let's go ahead and take him into phase 2. Oh, what the? How did that not dodge? Radahn can bleed, so bleed is very effective on him. Okay, here we go, phase 2. Now for this, Radahn is going to use his signature move of coming crashing down on you like a meteor. He's always going to appear in what direction you were facing. So just look in one direction and watch for him to come, and then just move off to the side, and that's all you really need to do to avoid that attack. Okay, phase 2, he has a lot more gravity attacks at his disposal. So you want to be very careful, including these little gravity stones that he uses. Oh, the phase 2 music is so good. Ouch, that's not good. Yep. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, we might be dead. Alright, well, enough of showcasing. No more messing around. I just wanted to be able to enjoy his fight, because sometimes I get here so late in the game and I'm so leveled up that it's like just way too easy. But this time we're going to go all out and take him out. Oh wait, no, we don't want Torrent quite yet. He's going to do one more of those. Whoop! Okay, now he's going to do his arrow spray. For that one that you shoot straight out, most of the time if you just strafe to the right, you can avoid those arrows. Sometimes depending on the pattern of where they're going, they'll still hit you. Here we go, our favorite attack. Stick towards him, and then roll through the last part. Boom. There's the bleed proc. We're going to take him into phase 2 really quickly this time. So again, just look in one direction, doesn't matter where. Heck, we'll look this way just to kind of showcase that it's wherever you're looking, that's where he's going to come down. Run to the side. There you go. Nice stagger. Let's go get the riposte. Alright, he's very close to death now. We haven't used any Crimson Flasks, so I'm just going to let him do his thing. Let's enjoy the phase 2 music a little bit, and then we'll take him out. Man, I dodged that too late every time. Okay, this is where he's going to send these rocks out towards us. Just be very careful. Boom. Boom. Yeah, and get to his back on this one. Oh, the drill attack! Let's go! And come back! Oh, dang it. That one's so cool. Oh, doesn't have any rocks to shoot at us this time. And whoop! Almost forgot to pick up our runes. go. Boulder attack. Just kind of straight to the right. Jump as they get there. You can jump that attack as well. There are a lot of attacks in this game where it looks like it might be hard to like dodge through them, and what you're really supposed to do is like jump over them because the hitbox works so differently. Alright, phase 2 music enjoyed. Let's finish him off. Ooh, watch him kill us right here. That would be hilarious. And there we go. Radahn down. Your reward is his Great Rune, which is my favorite one to use, and his Remembrance. And the cutscene's going to play right after we kill him. Alright, so if you remember talking to Blythe down in Schiefer River and talking to Selvus and everything like that, and Selen, they tell you that like Radahn is literally holding the stars back, and so to get to Nokron we had to kill him. So that was what that cutscene was, is now the stars have fallen into an area where we're now able to access the eternal city of Nokron.
Good. I was waiting for you. Oh, what a sick way to fight, eh? The glory of the clash is shared by Radahn and you. And did you see that afterwards? Fallingstar right before our eyes. I can't fathom how Radahn was holding back something of that scale. He was a living legend if ever I saw one. And the path has now been cleared. To Nokron, where Ranni's fate will be decided. Let's meet where the falling star bit the earth. We'll take up our swords once more for Mistress Ranni. Let's meet where the fall will go into. My only purpose is to...
Okay, so he's like, hey, as you saw, like there was a red marker that appeared on the map. There was a message that said that. It's just over here in Mistwood is where that is. Let's talk to Alexander real quick.
Hello there. It was a battle marvelously fought. You are well and truly a champion, friend. I, on the other hand, am nothing but a crock. One hit was all it took to crack me, and for my insides to come spilling out. After that, I hid like a coward. And as such, I can hardly stand to face one such as you. But don't you think I've given up just yet. As luck would have it, there's a veritable mountain of warriors' bodies right here. If I can just squeeze this bunch down inside me, I'll be a mighty warrior again in no time. And you know, the bodies found here are exceedingly fine. Who could expect any less from the very warriors who fought in the Shattering? The greatest of all wars. Just you wait and see, friend. I'll grow even stronger. Just you wait when next we meet.
Alright, and there you go. Okay, then you need to make sure that you talk to Blythe. If you don't actually talk to him, you can't teleport out of this area, so just a heads up. And then we'll head back to Redmane Castle real quick. And Jaren is back here, the one who is giving that whole dialogue about the Radahn Festival. We can go talk to him. And after talking to him, it will actually reset the castle back to its normal state.
war festival has ended. Brave champion, you have our gratitude. The celebration was spectacular. General Radahn is surely pleased. Festering with rot and crippled by madness, all he wanted was an honorable death. Finally, my work is done. I'm no longer bound to this fortress. I have a task in mind. Old business, you could say. You wouldn't understand. May we meet again, if the fates deign it. Brave champion. It's time. May we meet again, if the...
Okay. So that's all the dialogue you need to exhaust from him. Then you can head back to that side of grace. And that music will no longer be playing. If you come out here, you'll see a new fog gate. But before we go into there, I'm going to show you how to at least get into the castle. I'm not really going to explore it because there's not much to actually find in this castle. It's not like a legacy dungeon or anything like that. But it's not as straightforward to get in as it, may seem. So we're going to go back to the Great Bridge, and I will show you how you can actually get in there. All right. So the sending gate's still active, so if you wanted to, again, skip over all this stuff, you can. We've already got the Site of Grace, so. As you cross this bridge, there's a big old catapult over there. It's going to start sending some flaming boulders towards us. Ouch. Come on, get up. Goodness. Woo. Are. So over here you can go up this tower. There's some ladders that allow you to get up there. But I mean, to be honest, I remember when I got to the top and I was like, well, there is nothing in here. What's the point? So take that as you will. Go. Oh wait, actually this one doesn't have ladders at the bottom, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, okay, yeah, you have to jump onto it. Okay, so coming up this roadway over to the entrance. Got some ballista and some more soldiers. That troll up there that you see is going to jump down. And the gate here is closed. You cannot go through that way. So the way that you get in is by coming over here. Jump onto this. Again, here's some more soldiers in this part if you wanted to go fight them. You just keep coming along this way, past the bats. Watch out for the gap right here. Scarab with an Ash of War. Okay, then you have a couple different options. You can come up this staircase and try to open this door, and it's going to say, it does not open from this side. So, we are, of course, going to go up this ladder, which will take us there. By the way, if you ever see like all this gold floating around and stuff, you will see that there's a gold buff applied to you too. That is the same thing as the gold pickled foul foot that gives you like bonus runes for all the enemies that you kill. So, just a nice little bonus that the game will give you on occasion. Doesn't happen all the time. Alright. Like I said, we're not really going to be exploring all of Redmane. It's a pretty straightforward castle. There's not really like huge secrets or anything like that. It's not a legacy dungeon by any stretch of the imagination. It's not even close to being as long as something like Castle Morn, in the Weeping Peninsula. So not much to do here, but there are some items you can grab. I just wanted to make sure I showed you how you get here in the first place. And then here's that door from before. So in case you die, you can get back that way a little bit quicker. Come through here. Watch out for this page right here. Alright, then we got another lion out in the courtyard here. Oh, it's a double lion. Shoot, I forgot. Scary. Ooh, luckily they can hurt each other. I actually didn't know that. Ouch. Uh-oh, we're in a quarter. Ah! Man, 2 of these guys at once is no joke. See if we can keep baiting them into hitting each other at least. Get that health down. There we go. Good job, boys. Ouch. Nice, one down. There we go. They both drop the same thing. They do have dedicated drops, so if you're in need of some more somber 4s, then yeah, there you go. Alright, there is another Ash of War Scarab over here, if I remember right. Oh no, it's a Crimson Flask one. Love how I said I'm not going to fully explore this castle yet. Here I am doing exactly that. Alright, so if you come over this way, this is where the sending gate out on that bridge takes you. So this is where we teleported to before. Difference is now there's a bunch of these dudes in this courtyard shooting flamethrowers at you. Which, you know, obviously complicates things. You just kind of gotta be careful as you're maneuver around them. And then you're back to this side of Grace. Okay, let's go ahead and take on the boss here. Real quick, we're going to spend some of these runes to level up, though, since we've got quite a bit. Alright, and then this boss fight is a duo fight with a Leonine Misbegotten and a Crucible Knight. At the beginning, it is just the Misbegotten. So basically, the strategy is to get him down as fast as possible before the Crucible Knight joins in and makes things complicated. So you see, like, we get him down to 50% health, and then that's when the Crucible Knight joins in. He spawns all the way at the back of the arena, though, so it still gives you some time to take him down, and there we go. And then it's just a one-on-one with the Crucible Knight, which I always love. Alright, watch the shield scoop, dodge. Boom. Boom. Swipe, swipe. Jump attack. Alright, phase 2. Jump the stab attack. Tail. Tail, no double tail? Okay. Oop. He totally input read us there. Swipe, swipe. Jump attack. Jump. Watch the tail. Double tail. Boom. Boom. Swipe. Swipe. Jump attack. Boom. 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 Jump attack. There we go. Nice and easy, and killing that boss gives you the Ruin's Greatsword and makes a Site of Grace appear right in this room. Alright, and then if you come back up here, you'll see this is where Jaren usually is, but now he's gone, and so yeah, there's really not much else to do here at the moment. Okay, all of Caelid is almost done. We're going to go back to the Radahn arena, because there's actually a couple more things in this giant Wailing Dunes area that we're able to find that may not be totally readily apparent when you first come in here. During the boss fight, you are able to pick up this item, well, a couple of these items, which are some of Radahn's spears, which is what he uses for his arrows. But if we go all the way to the north, along that cliffside, you'll actually find a catacombs all the way over here. And here we are. Now, I'm trying to remember, this might be actually considered part of Dragonbarrow. Which, if that's the case, we might not end up completing this. I'll see what the enemies are looking like as we get into the beginning of it. So these catacombs are kind of cool. You'll see all these phantom enemies fighting each other. That doesn't stop them from fighting you, however, so you still need to be careful as you're traversing this area. Ooh, Grave Glovewort 6. That's not a good sign. Alright, watch out for this guy. Whoop. Alright, let's see how tough these enemies are. Ouch! That hurt. Okay, I think we should be fine to do this. Oof, that is a lot of health. Ouch. Okay, yeah, I think we'll actually do this as a part of the Dragonbarrow episode. Because, man, that is a lot of HP for a knight. Oh, nice. I don't know how we did that. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, we'll come back here. Now that we've got the Site of Grace saved, we'll just come back here when we're more leveled up and equipped. But yeah, so just a heads up, this does in fact exist. Very easily missed. Okay, so now that we've beaten Radahn, there are a few things that we want to follow up on outside of Caelid. Now that we've talked to Jaren, we can actually go talk to EG, and he's got some more dialogue for us. And as we know, Blythe told us that he's going to be heading towards the Starfall crater over here. But we're going to go talk to EG first, because he actually has something going on that might not be super apparent.
Blythe told me everything. You've defeated General Radahn, unlocking the stars. The general was blighted by scarlet rot and driven to madness. But not long ago, he was hailed as the mightiest demigod of them all. There is no parallel to your achievement, nor to Lady Rani's acute judgment of character. Thanks to you, Lady Rani's fate once again stirs, and the path to Nokron has opened. Descend underground, where the fallen star struck Limgrave, and make it yours. The precious treasure of Nokron. Oh, Blythe wanted me to tell you not to bother waiting for him, and head straight to Nokron. Blythe has been given an important task. Apparently, a matter of great urgency. You need not await Blythe. Descend underground alone, where the fallen star struck Limgrave, and make it yours. The precious treasure of Nokron, so that Lady Rani may tread the dark path of the Empyrean.
Okay, there we go. So he says, don't worry about Blythe, just go in to Nokron yourself. But what EG isn't telling us is that he has done something to Blythe. If we go to the Agil Lake South side of Grace, and then head towards the same Everjail that we fought Darrowell with Blythe by our side, we'll actually find that Blythe himself is in this Everjail. So you can actually hear him howling.
Oh, it's you. It's me, Blythe. Old EG trapped me here. Told me I'd bring naught but bale to Lady Rani. But there's no chance that could happen. I'm part of her being. A very shadow. I thought old EG knew as much. Honestly, I don't know what's going on anymore. My thanks, friend. I'm going to see Mistress Rani now. I don't know what came over old EG, but even if the odds are slim, I need to check the mistress is safe. Now, Rani can finally set in motion the fight against her fate she's dreamed of for so long. I'm going to see, I don't know what kid, even if the odds...
Alright, so he's like, dude, I don't know what happened to EG. I don't know why he sent me in here. Said that I would bring nothing but, bad things to Rani, but that's impossible because I'm part of her very being. Well, now that we freed him, we can actually go back to EG and talk to him and be like, dude, what's up? Why'd you do that? And he'll give us some more insight as to the actual nature of Blythe and why he is Rani's companion.
Well, my last war counselor, I presume you've spoken with Blythe? Very well. There is something you should know. The Two Fingers gave Blythe to Lady Rani as a faithful follower. Her very shadow, incapable of treachery. But if Lady Rani, as an Empyrean resists being an instrument of the Two Fingers, the shadow will go mad, transforming from a follower into a horrid curse. But such is his destiny. In such matters, Blythe's own thoughts hold no weight. It pains me so. But he must be neutralized. For Lady Rani's sake.
Okay, so EG tells us that Blythe was provided to Rani by the Two Fingers as basically her servant who is in place to help serve the Two Fingers. But now, as we know, Rani wants to shed herself of her Two Fingers and not be a part of that. So in return, the Two Fingers would make Blythe go crazy and end up trying to kill Rani. So that's why EG did what he did. Pretty dark stuff. But yeah, so that's it for their questline for now. We're going to come over here to the Artist Shack side of Grace now. We're going to head towards Jarburg because we have our next visit with Alexander.
I'm stuck. Hello? Hello? Ah, hello. How nice it is to see a friendly face. As you can surmise, I've got myself stuck in another hole. Would you mind helping me out again? My thanks in advance. I know you're the man for the job. You know what to do, Give me a good smack from behind with something nice and big. Don't worry about my wound sustained at the festival. I'm stuck back together good and proper. Just give it your all.
Okay. So if we try doing it this time, it's not going to work.
Please. Wait. I have a terrible feeling about this. Would you stop hitting me for a minute? I can feel my lower half is stuck on something. I don't think you can get me out just by hitting me this time. Let's think. Perhaps there's a way to slide me out a little more smoothly. What if I could somehow be made slippery or some such?
Okay, so what we need for this is an oil pot. I'm going to see if we happen to just have one. Wait, no, we wouldn't have one because we have to craft it. So let's see if we have the recipe for it. Yes, we do. We're just going to do one because that's all we really need. Put on our hotbar real quick. Okay. So then, yeah, you just want to throw this on him. And then give it a couple swings, and there we go.
My thanks to you and your razor-sharp wits. Oh, as a token of my thanks, I'd like you to have this. Oh, dearie me, I'm oilier than a toad. There were countless oil jars back where I'm from, actually. And now I know what it's like to be one of them. Yes, indeed. I too have a home. Though it is one to which I have vowed not to return. So, I thought I might look out from atop the cliff. But as I drew closer and closer, pow, wouldn't you know it? I was perfectly stuck in that blasted hole. I can feel the warriors inside admonishing me for my mawkishness. To walk the path of champions, one cannot cleave to the past. I'm headed to the Fiery Mount in the north. I can strengthen myself there without fear of cracking this vessel. I will forge myself anew in its flames. I'm headed to the
Okay, so he lets us know that he's heading to Mount Gelmir, and that will be our next interaction with him is when we get there. Okay. Now we'll head back to the round table real quickly before ending this episode. Because now that we've beaten Radahn, it means that we can use his remembrance if we want to. Which, oh, we didn't even look at Renala's. So you can get her Scepter or her Full Moon Sorcery. With Radahn, you can get his Great Swords or the Lion Great Bow. So, a couple of cool choices there. But also, we were able to get Radahn's armor, which is easily one of the best pieces of armor in the entire game. It has incredible defense. With that, of course, it comes with being very heavy. But it is very, very good, and it looks awesome, too. So we're going to see if we have the endurance to support it. Yes, looks like we do. Let's go! So, this is easily one of my favorite armor pieces in the game, for sure. The second that I saw Radahn in the promotional material for Elden Ring, even from the very first trailer at E3 when it was first announced, I was like, oh, that dude is sick. The hair makes me think of Ganondorf from Zelda. Like, it's just, it so speaks to me. And my Darth Maul character, I mean, come on, he looks so cool with that. All right. And then with that, before I forget, we're going to head over to the East Rail Lucaria Gate to then talk to Bach again about trying to do something with this armor. Oh, and here we go. Here's the prompt.
Master, my apologies. Your wardrobe includes the garb of the old demigods, and I'm afraid I can't make adjustments to them. My mum told me once that a royal seamster would do them up in a jiffy. Just wait, Master. Before long, I'll be that good too.
Okay, and then we're going to give him the gold sewing needle.
Is that a gift for my undeserving self? Thank you kindly. But what on earth could it... Oh, amazing. I've never seen a golden needle. Not in all my life. With a spectacular royal crest to boot. Are you certain that this is for me? Oh, I can hardly believe it. Have faith in me, Master. I'll polish my craft enough that I deserve this golden gift. I'll be the golden seamster, Bok. Now I'll be able to sew anything. Even the threads of the demigods. Do you think that Mum would be pleased if she knew that I'm as good as any royal seamster now? Oh, it's still not enough. I need to learn how to sew from scratch like her.
Okay, so with the golden sewing needle, now, like with Radahn's armor, we could alter it to make it a little bit like lighter, but also like worse defense. So kind of a trade-off there. But if you're like, I want the armor, but not with, you know, how heavy it is, then that gives you the option. So yeah, pretty cool.
Please.
All right, and then I just remembered as we were talking to Bach, there's one more thing in Caelid to do real quick that I want to show you. Just so that you're aware of how to access it. So I've referenced the Grand Lift of Dectus a few times at this point. Is one of the ways that you're able to trigger the Radahn Festival, as well as being one of the ways, obviously, to access the next area we'll be going to, which is Altus Plateau. So there's two different ways to get to Altus Plateau. One of them is by using the Grand Lift of Dectus, but you need both halves of the medallion. We got the first half from Fort Height very early in the game in Limgrave, but the second half is up here in Dragonbarrow, which the quickest way to access it, as long as you have this Church of the Plague Site of Grace, come up here, go up the Spirit Spring. We're going to say hello to Grail, this giant dragon. We'll be coming back to her a little bit later. But if you just make your way up to this fort, you rest at this Site of Grace real quick. Just a heads up, this dragon, Grail, she just sits there and she yells to like give a make you debuffed, like it decreases your overall offense and defense. But she just sits there, and she is an excellent source for a lot of runes early in the game. She drops 60,000 if I remember correctly, which again, early game can be crazy. So you could make your way all the way over here early in the game, try to avoid all the other enemies and stuff like that, and then just sit over here at the tail and just wail on her for hours until she dies. Bleed weapons are highly recommended for that. So you have like the Uchigatana, it's very quick, and then has like that bleed proc that's pretty good. And then yeah, early source of runes, but we're not going to mess with her for now. We're going to save that for the Dragonbarrow episode. Okay, into Fort Feroth. Because this is in Dragonbarrow, we're not going to mess with any of these enemies because they're very high level. But we're going to come over here and climb the ladder as quick as we can. Hopefully not get poisoned. And as we get to the top here, it's going to be a chest with the other half of the Dectus Medallion. Boom! Alright, then if we come down here, a bunch of spectral soldiers are going to pop up. And we're going to grab one more thing in this fort by dropping down into here. Coming around this way. Grab this item. Then we're going to jump this gap right here. See, even these rats are like, they've got way more HP than what we're prepared for. And then we want to grab this, the Radagon's Source Seal. This is a very good item. Again, all similar to like the runes that Grail gives you, very good for early game. What it does is, I can't remember if we have Radagon's Scar Seal already, but it's just like a better version of that, where it raises all of your, well, not all of your, it raises some of your stats while also making you take more damage. So you'll see, yeah, we have the Scar Seal. So the Scar Seal raises everything, Vigor, Endurance, Strength, Dexterity by 3, whereas the Source Seal raises everything by 5, as well as your equip load and HP and everything. But again, you take more damage. But it's very good early on to have if you're okay with the trade-off of damage, because it's very useful to have those additional stats to help you out. Okay, now that we have both halves of the medallion, we're going to go back to the Grand Lift of Dectus. And that is, yeah, you know what? We're gonna save this for the actual Altus Plateau episode to show you how to get there. So we're gonna come down to the Ravine Veiled Village, and we're gonna call the episode there. So again, one of a little bit of a longer episode. Again, next episode will be fairly short, as we're just going to explore the Ruin-strewn Precipice, which is, I'd consider it a dungeon, a little bit of a smaller legacy dungeon. Not a legacy dungeon, but it's a little bit longer than like a Catacombs or something like that. And it does have a boss at the end. So, and it is one of the 2 ways to access Altus Plateau. Then after that, we're going to head into Altus Plateau itself, which is another huge area, so that's going to be another long episode. But yeah, so if you watch this episode, I appreciate you stopping by. Please like and subscribe if you can. It goes a very long way. And yeah, I appreciate you being here and being a part of this playthrough. It's been a lot of fun to record. I'm looking forward to the rest of the game, because there's still so many amazing things left. Even though we just barely fought my favorite boss of the game in Radahn, there's still so many good bosses left and a lot of really fun parts of the game left. So definitely looking forward to the rest of the playthrough. But yeah, that is it for this episode. I will see you next time.